Leicester University sits at the heart of the UK's most diverse city, and it was the backdrop for the head of the Army's drive to encourage better understanding between the military and interfaith communities. General Sir Nick Carter said historic recruiting grounds are no longer delivering the talent and skills that the modern-day Army needs as it tackles complex problems across the globe. And there's now more emphasis on recruiting from cities like Leicester.
I think there's this realisation now that we just need to do better. And doing better means we've got to identify with all communities in this country. And that is because we want to draw talent from as broad a recruiting base as possible, but also because we want to remain relevant to all of British society.
To send this message, the General delivered a keynote lecture to an audience drawn from invited community leaders and members of the general public. In his lecture, General Carter said the British Army's door is open to anyone as long as they can meet the standard. And he spoke of the Army's need to engage with and recruit Sikhs, Muslims, Hindus and all faiths and cultures. There were Army officers in the audience who are doing just that.
We do have challenges within some communities, but even amongst those, personally, I've seen over the last 2 or 3 years huge steps being taken in the Army, certainly reaching out to these communities, and actually those communities reaching back out to the Army to understand better about what we are as an organisation.
So what did the audience make of the lecture?
His commitment for community cohesion, infrastructure of society, to me that was, and his shared vision, Army and the communities, I think that is really welcomed.
I think they are very much open, but at the same time I'm concerned Army is doing everything to reach out and get engaged with the community. But what the community is doing, they are not playing that important role. They should be thinking how they can bring the Army to the community.
The government says 10% of Army recruits should come from ethnic minorities by 2020. General Carter says that will be a challenge.
Because, of course, what we're trying to do here is to overcome a generation's worth of a lack of understanding. And this process of engagement and achieving that depth of understanding will take time.
The General's lecture, engaging the people of Leicester in the conversation, is making a start. Charlotte Banks, Forces News, Leicester.